Gather round, friends and family, and while I'm not the librarian, I'd like to welcome you all to this wedding, non-sectarian. Who am I, you ask? What power is vested? Just a friend of the couple's? Are my chops all that tested? I'm here as a witness, a close one indeed, of the love that's led to this permanent deed. Mr. Grover and I met long ago on the turf, he in the net, and for what it's worth, never before did a keeper so truly impress, saving any and all, but alas, I digress. Best of friends we became, but when he found me a hinder, he strengthened his thumbs by downloading Tinder. One day long ago, maybe 2014, Jeff boasted of some girl he saw on his screen. I asked him her name, and when I thought I'd misheard, he assured me, in fact, that she went by Stafford.
Good one. Like, in all of his photos, he just looked not happy. And so I think the first thing I said to him was, "Do you ever smile or just mean mug?" And he was like, "I smile." And it's just like funny knowing him now and like how happy he is that all of his pictures were just like, "Oh my goodness, who are you?" But it was just like this witty banter that kept going forever.
Like, we texted incessantly, but I think I gave her like an ultimatum and she did not comply. And then we matched again on Tinder.
Oops.
And then it just, it fizzled out. And then I think it was like 6 weeks later that she texted. I remember coming back from a run and then I had a text from her.
But this was around Labor Day, so we were all up in Vermont for the weekend, and she's sitting there telling us about this guy. She goes, "Yeah, so he graduated from Amherst. He's going for his PhD in physics." That's how they met, because he was down in Maryland for that. He played soccer in college, so he's very fit, and I'm thinking, what's wrong with this guy that you're not just like...
So she originally thought that I was short, I think was the problem. She like thought that I said I was 5'8", which I would never like shorten myself because I was a goalie and I always had to like lie about being taller. And then when like it came up in conversation, like, "Oh, I'm 5'11", and she was like, "Oh, wait, really?" And then immediately it was like, "Oh, we can go on a date now." I didn't even really like know what her voice sounded like because we'd only talked on the phone like once or twice. I think I did call her though to ask her on the first date.
It was like a couple of first dates and we were like still feeling it out, being like, is it really gonna work? Like, do we really like each other? And like the second it clicked, it was like we were inseparable from that moment on.
So it finally began with the pace of a cheetah, falling in love over food, but of course none with meat.
And that was like within a month. We were just like completely inseparable, like loved each other, like knew it.
Adorable.
That's really cool.
Right?
The whole time, like we had been thinking about each other, like I wonder what that could have been. And I just reached out to reconnect and it was the best thing I ever did, probably.
Schmoopy. Schmoopy, schmoopy.
Am I tall enough for these? Should have got risers.
They're just such a cute couple.
You see, Stafford was classy, a designer by trade, and it didn't take much for Jeff to be swayed. So it was no surprise when Jeff began packing. To move in with his girl, it was all that was lacking. A quaint home they made, the first of a few, the decorator and brains, you know who. And when finally time came to move out of the district, Stafford didn't think twice, she went in an instant. Where to, you ask? What would make his parents prouder? To Boston, of course, the land of milk and chowder.
I got some sausage and chips. He sit there eating and he goes, I bought a read for Stafford. Over sausage? No, over salsa and chips and a beer. You know, so I was like, wow, Jeff. And he's like, okay, just continues to eat. And I said, well, when are you going to give it to her? He goes, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll do something different. Maybe on my birthday I'll give it to her.
He told us 2 weeks in advance that he wanted to, he asked our permission, he wanted to propose to Stafford. And then I get a text from Ruth, and she was so afraid that she would let the cat out of the bag that she wouldn't even say in the text what it was about. She was just like, did you hear? She wouldn't say, like, Jeff's going to propose to Stafford. She wouldn't say it.
I thought it was at least like a year or two out before he was gonna do anything, because we were just like very chill people, like not in a rush to do anything. And then I had been saying like, oh, what do you want to do for your 30th birthday? Because it was on a Wednesday. I was like, do you want me to like take off from work and like we can hang out for the day? He's like, yeah, maybe like we go on a hike or something. Like, and he just seemed very indecisive as he usually is. And I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, I'll do whatever. We can like get breakfast, we can go on a hike, like whatever you want. And we get to the top of one of the summits that we've been to before. And he was looking around being like, well, I guess we were supposed to be able to see like the skyline of Boston, but I don't see it. And I was like, it's fine. I'm chilling, I'm hanging. I was like, I'm warm enough now. And he was like, okay, well, now that we're here, and he just started going like this rambly, nervous speech, like, well, now that we're here, like, there's one more thing I do want for my birthday, and like looking around to like see if anyone was there. And I was like I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what's happening right now? What's happening? And he just kept saying like, there's one more thing I want, like, blah, 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 and like went into this whole thing, and then like, will you marry me? And I didn't know, like, until he pulled out the ring from his jacket, I was like, what are you saying? What are you getting at? Because I just had no idea what was happening, and he had it, and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And just kept saying, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm proposing to you, I'm proposing. And I was like, oh. He was like, will you marry me? I was like, yes, of course. But I was just like completely flustered, had no idea that he was gonna do it. And he knew that like, if he was gonna propose to me, it had to be a complete surprise. Because otherwise I'd be like, well, I knew that you were gonna do it. Because like, you brought me to such, and of course you're gonna propose here. But he knew that I wanted it to be a surprise, and he like completely pulled it off. I had no idea.
Congratulations! He writes on Facebook something to the effect, I don't know if you saw it, well, thanks for all the birthday wishes, and in case you were wondering or couldn't figure out what to get me, never mind, I got myself a fiancé today. And she's real. Oh, she's real and she's spectacular. That was what's his face said about the Seinfeld. And I didn't know that till they told me. But it was just so, that's totally something. Jeff, I think Stafford helped him with it, but something they would do.
Smiles and shrieks and inevitable tears, they'd each found their Schmoopy to last through the years.
It's crazy that a show that started when Stafford was just 6 months old has resonated so much with the two of you. It's pretty adorable that you refer to each other in the same way that Jerry referred to his girlfriend in one of the most iconic Seinfeld episodes in 9 years running. I'm fully expecting to see black and white cookies at dessert tonight. And I'm also hoping that you host Festivus for the rest of us at some point in the future, and you own cats named Elaine, Kramer, or George. Everyone saw the invitation for tonight's event with the password of Schmoopy, and if you didn't already know, you now know where that word came from. That famous episode also begged the question of, who is Schmoopy? After knowing you as a couple for a few years now, I can honestly say that you're both Schmoopy.
Oh my God, the one person we run into. Stay up there.
So I get a text at 8 this morning saying, can you go get my gown? Clark and I and Meredith went over. It's a long gown. She's like, don't fold it up. You'll crease it. Walking down the street.
Walking down, be very carrying Stafford's
It's so pretty, Staff.
Okay, now we go back.
Billowing, shall we say.
It's not comfortable.
What if we had to wear our suits like this?
I don't know, he's an artist. He was there for an art festival. Stop making fun of me. I'll take you down to Southie.
Yes, oh my God.
Uh-oh, that's not gonna go well.
That's his hometown.
Right here, my wallet and my Burt's Bees.
Okay, so just hold on.
Very
Right?
important.
Billy, you can sit next to Red.
Smoke a cigar with him, right?
But you're gonna come back
Oh,
up
he
here,
take
right?
you to the garden. Jeff, Mom and I are very proud of you. You always were a high achiever, both academically and athletically, and now in the workplace. But I really believe your greatest achievement is meeting Stafford, falling in love, and culminating in this wedding tonight.
Today's the only day you get to wear it. Wear the crap out of it. You're not going to ever wear it again.
know
That's
what
the
I mean?
best mother of bride quote I've ever heard. Wear the crap out of it.
So let's cut to the chase and begin the ceremony as we wish these two off into holy matrimony.
We don't know what we're saying in our vows because Billy's marrying us, but he didn't tell us what he's going to say. So we have no idea what's going to happen during the ceremony.
Tihiyu asher tihiyu v'hitiyu, bruchim bechol asher tihiyu. Be who you are, and may you be blessed in all that you will be. So it is my honor to say, in the Jewish people, Mazel Tov to everyone here, the joining of these two families, and let's get married. You want to do it? I promise to be present with you.
I promise to be present with you.
I promise to always be open to new experiences with you.
I promise to always be open to new experiences with you.
I promise to value you.
I promise to value you.
I promise to support you always and to love you always.
I promise to support you always and to love you always.
I promise to take care of myself so that I can take care of you.
I promise to take care of myself so I can take care of you.
I promise to love and accept you for who you are, no more and no less.
I promise to love and accept you for who you are, no more, no less.
Perfect.
That was good.
I promise to save you the last bite.
I promise to save you the last bite.
And one more that actually you made me put in. I promise to exterminate all insects that find their way into our home.
I promise to exterminate all insects that find their way into our home.
For those of you who believe in fate, there's your proof. And I know there's a lot of physicists out there who believe in algorithms, so screw you.
Grover loves a lot of things. In fact, when I search my email using the keywords Grover and love, I get 2,339 entries. I received this email in May 2013. Did I tell you about this app called Tinder? I've been talking to one girl a lot since being matched, but so far she's been a little resistant to meet. Basically, I'm in love. And then later that same day, literally the same day, I like this Stafford. What kind of name is that, girl? And not too much later, it's so nice to just come home and cook and watch Netflix or stroll around the hood. I love it. And then I'm going to Xmas with her family. Love that.
Naturally, I'm pretty possessive of my Grover, and so I approached this new Stafford character with a skeptical eye. And despite my tendency to play mama bear, she won me over. She's discerning, creative, honest, and ardently herself. More importantly, though, she sure loves the hell out of Grover. While you can enumerate all of these different traits that you love about one another, perhaps the simplest is, as the adage goes, the best, that you're each other's person, that you share a connection unlike anything you've ever felt, and perhaps most importantly, that you feel like yourselves when you're with one another. Now, in the Jewish religion, actually, once I sign this, you guys are officially married. So we're feeling good about it? Yeah. All righty, here it goes. All right. So before we finish and hit the dance floor, a bit of light Judaism. In honor of Jeff's heritage, and likely because he's also pretty excited about stomping on something, we will now break a glass. This tradition, performed at most Jewish weddings, symbolizes the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem nearly 2,000 years ago. It speaks to the fragility of love, the need to take care of one another, and the fact that love, like our hearts, can't be put back together once they're broken. Jeff and Stafford, as you step on these glasses, know that I and each of us wishes you a lifetime of happiness, laughter, growth, and love. For those of you that are new to this, it's customary to yell Mazel Tov as the glass is broken. Feel free to ignore the fact that we're at a library. You can really belt it out here. Now, they're each going to break one, sort of in the spirit of their egalitarian union. They're in there somewhere, I promise, and just really have a go at it. You guys ready? Yeah. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Mazel Tov! So, it is my great pleasure, my great honor, by the power vested in me by the state of Massachusetts on this day, and actually this day only, to pronounce you husband and wife, wife and husband, partners in the journey of life. How about a kiss to make it official?
We're gonna stay young forever.
Love you. That was good. We did it. This baby. Whoa! Hey. Now we go this way. How you feeling? Married?
Married.
So hold on tight to every little thing. Don't let them pass you by in your sleep. So let's spend this time together, because these are the best of our days.
In the beginning, I thought Stafford was super strange, which she is. It turns out that what mattered is that Jeff and Stafford are weird in an eminently compatible way. For starters, it was clear from the beginning that Stafford tolerated Jeff's unspeakable gas, which is crucial. Jeff had met someone who cared for him as much as he deserves to be cared for. And this caring, supportive, amazing cook with an uncommon name had found what she deserved too.
A cat person with a dog person, a Virginian and a framing hammer, one arty, the other farty. They are a modern-day manifestation of Niels Bohrian complementarity. I don't mean that they're opposites. Their various philosophies both converge and diverge. I mean that they have found clarity in the complexities of each other's perspectives, and they have, in that clarity, become a light for each other. That light will be dim at times, fiery at others, but long may it burn.
So let's spend this time together, because these are the best of our days. These are the best of all our days. These are the best of our days. These are the best of all our days. So let's spend a little time together.
So in closing, I'd like everyone to raise their glass as I wish the happy couple good luck, bon chance, JSKD, Bahatzlaha, yada yada. Mark and I love you both. Cheers.
All right, let's put those hands together for Meredith, everybody. Nice round of applause.
These are the best of our days. These are the best of all our days. These are the best of all our days. These are the best of our days. These are the best of all our days. So let's spend a little time together. So let's spend a little time together.